My sister demanded I abort my baby so she could be first. The rest of the family turned on me. What happened next left them in silence. After 7 months of heartbreak, disappointment, and failed tries, I was finally pregnant. The second I told my family, the whole room blew up with cheers. People hugging me, clapping, crying. Everyone was so happy, except my younger sister Serena. She just froze, her face twisted in rage. Then, she slammed her wine glass so hard against the counter, it shattered everywhere. "You don't get it," she spat. "I'm supposed to be first, not you." The room went silent. Nobody knew what to say. Next morning, bang, bang, bang at my door. I open it, and there's Serena holding a stack of papers. Abortion appointments, 3 of them, already booked in my name. She shoved them against Hugo's chest. My husband's literally standing there half asleep in his boxers and goes, "Pick one." Hugo ripped them to pieces. She screamed and stormed off, but that wasn't enough for her. That Sunday, she called a family meeting. And when I say meeting, I mean 19 relatives shoved into Mom's living room, while Serena stood by the fireplace like she was running a campaign. She had a freaking PowerPoint. I'm not kidding. Slides, bullet points, even graphs titled, "How my sister is ruining my life." I sat there thinking, is this real life? She ranted for 30 minutes straight about how unfair it was that I got pregnant first. She pointed at me like I was the villain. Then she yelled, "If she doesn't end it, I'm done with all of you." Uncle Liam, who's a lawyer, just shook his head and said, "Serena, there's literally no law that says your sister has to abort so you can go first." She burst into tears. The whole family sat there in awkward silence until finally we all said, "Bye, Serena." She stormed out sobbing. For months, nothing. Total silence. Then, my baby shower. The door slammed open. Serena strutted in, massive pregnant belly, smirking like she just won. And she was wearing a t-shirt that said, "First grandchild loading." The whole room froze. Mom literally dropped the cake knife. Serena spun around, showing off her belly, grinning. "Surprise, I'm almost due." Everyone just gawked. I told her my due date, 8 weeks away. She snapped that hers was 10. I smiled. Her face went blood red. She marched over, grabbed my arm, leaned in, and whispered, "Doesn't matter. I'll make sure mine comes first." Then she just walked out. 2 days later, Mom called me bawling. Serena's roommate had spilled everything. Serena had been ordering sketchy chemicals online to induce labor early, but that wasn't even the worst part. She found some random girl off Craigslist, paid her to perform a C-section in her living room with box cutters, sterilized with vodka. Her neighbor saw blood seeping under the door and called 911. Serena nearly bled to death. They had to do an emergency hysterectomy. She'd never have kids again. Her baby, born purple, barely breathing, rushed to NICU. And when Serena woke up, hooked to machines, the first thing she did was call me. Her voice was weak and raspy, but her words cut like knives. "My baby's dying because you couldn't wait your turn." The family went to war. Half said she was crazy. Half said I should have kept my pregnancy quiet to spare her feelings. One aunt even said I should have aborted. Suddenly, my baby was invisible. Everything was about Serena and her sick baby. Then it got even darker. Days before my due date, I got admitted to the hospital. Serena's baby was still fighting for his life in the NICU. And every time I looked into the hallway, there she was, standing there, not looking at her baby, just staring at my stomach. Nurses told Hugo she'd been asking creepy questions. Where do they keep newborns? How long are babies left alone? Which doors are unlocked? Hugo lost it. He demanded panic buttons, locks, guards outside our door. He made the staff circulate Serena's photo like she was on a wanted poster. And still, she tried. She snuck toward our room using an old visitor badge, screaming that she had the right to see me because we're sisters. Security dragged her away, kicking and clawing. Then contractions hit. I was terrified she'd come bursting in, but Hugo held my hand, crying with me, refusing to let go. And finally, our baby girl was born, screaming, perfect, alive. They clipped a tiny security tag to her ankle that would set off alarms if anyone even tried to move her. I thought it was over, but the next morning, a social worker walked in with a clipboard and said, "Calm as anything. If Serena can't keep her baby, would you consider taking him?" My chest tightened. My daughter was in my arms, and this woman was asking me to take the same baby Serena had nearly carved out with box cutters. I shook my head. No, my baby's my only priority. So they placed him with his dad's family out of state. Serena got locked in sight, and I thought, finally, it's done. But then my phone buzzed. A voicemail. It was Serena. Her voice was weak but dripping with venom. "You stole my baby's soul, and I will never forgive you."